Idol groups have been a staple to the Splatoon series since the very beginning of the franchise. These talented musical performers are often one of the biggest highlights in every game, generating tons of hype and excitement within the community. Whether it's their live concert performances during a Splatfest event or their involvement throughout a story campaign, these characters have quickly risen in popularity, becoming fan favorite icons. Although, despite their favorable status, it does bring up an interesting, long-established question. Amongst the three main idol groups, those being the Squid Sisters, Off the Hook, and Deep Cut, which of them is the most popular? While the answer can be pretty straightforward, the general facts attributed to each group really puts into perspective why some are more favored than others. At the bottom we have Deep Cut. Even though Shiver, Fry, and Big Man are the main idols of Splatoon 3, being heavily featured in the game's numerous Splatfest events and Return of the Mammalian story campaign, they still had to share the spotlight with the previous groups, especially the Squid Sisters, and never received a standalone DLC wave. As such, they feel incredibly underdeveloped and not properly focused on. The other factor that resulted in this lower position was the sheer amount of controversy the individual idols have been a part of, ultimately dividing their fanbase support even further. It sucks how Deep Cut had so much potential in their debut entry, but in the end got heavily screwed over. Off the Hook is next on this ranking list. Unlike Deep Cut, this group has had substantially more major roles and focus thanks in large part to their time as Splatoon 2's main idol duo, and especially in the DLC campaigns that were released. These involvements drastically increased their popularity status to new heights, all the while fleshing out their personalities and lore. However, Off the Hook does fall short from the top spot because of prior setbacks. Early on in their introduction, Pearl and Marina were seen in a negative light, and it didn't help that they initially received no story mode focus until Octo expansion. Once the Splatoon 2 era concluded, people grew to like them and were eagerly awaiting the return of Splatoon 3. Besides a few references here and there, the group was once again absent from the main story and didn't get properly reintroduced until the side or DLC. Honestly, if it hadn't been for the DLC waves and prior development, Off the Hook probably would have been at the bottom. While these setbacks are a thing of the past, it still influenced this placement. Regardless, the most popular idol group is the Squid Sisters. This shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. Given their status as the first ever musical duo introduced to the series, there is some nostalgia bias towards them. Callie and Marie's music, personalities, and designs were quite appealing to many fans. Their constant reappearance in every Splatoon game, story mode involvements under their agent Alias, and Splatfest performances have only increased their popularity even further. With such a strong first impression and proper treatment from the developers, it's understandable why the Squid Sisters have managed to maintain their popularity over the years with no signs of slowing down anytime soon. But what do you guys think? Which idol group is the most popular from your point of view? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to help the channel grow by subscribing and clicking the like button. Anyways, this is Krill signing off.